Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, and while I do know that Dark Seal is going on for everyone right now, we have the new button. Archipelago Raid is starting, registration is today. So I wanted to go over the rules as well as the map and rewards that you can see on the screen and hopefully clear up any questions you may have, as well as, of course, go over all the different things. So, rules first. It doesn't look like anything else has changed about the rules on first glance. Everything that we read about from Archipelago Raid in my previous video has carried over. Everything from the resource nodes to how to build everything, but this does answer some questions about the checkpoints as well as the Phase 1 and Phase 2 of this whole situation. Sorry, Stage 1 and Stage 2. And those questions are honestly answered on the map. We're going to go over this. And as you can see, each section is divided into different areas that legions can fight over, as well as blockaded by checkpoints so that you can have a safe zone for your own alliance. What this doesn't show already, because these are the level 5 checkpoints, what this doesn't show are the level 4 checkpoints that each legion has access to on the far side of their space. It only gives you access to the towers in the corners, but from what I understand from the rules, the level 4 checkpoints cannot be passed through by anyone but legion members. So you have a safe zone for your legion. If you have farms, if you have weaker members, you have a place to put them that they are not going to be hurt by everything that's going on, which is definitely beneficial because the battle phase for this is going to last from the 14th to the 19th. That's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 6 days of fighting. Honestly, I wish it was a little bit longer, but 6 days of fighting is a lot. And if this replaces Island Raid, I'll be fine with that. Anyways, back to the map. Each of the level 4 checkpoints opens up into a tower that gives the same buff, but it's separated between Westwood and Eastwood. You get a +3 bonus to squad attack as well as a 20% gathering speed, and this counts for the entire legion. If your legion controls, say, the East Bay Tower, then you have bonus affiliation or bonus influence with the East Bay faction. And when it comes to the end of Phase 1, you will likely be placed in the East Bay side of the conflict. If you take the West Bay side, you'll end up on the West Bay side. From how this looks, each legion, there's going to be 2 legions that take the treasure cities in the center. Those will be the main legions that will fight through the center area for the treasure city on the far side. I do not know if the other legions are going to be able to continue the fight if they don't have a treasure city, but if they are, then it will end up being a 2 legion versus 2 legion fight, which will make things more interesting for the final couple of days. Anyways, your legion will have to decide whether or not it wants to go one way or the other, or if they're ballsy, go both. Then they will have to capture the level 5 checkpoint that leads into the treasure city on this side. So your first combatant is going to be the one directly closest to you that can reach this tower. If you manage to win out against this enemy over the course of a couple days and then come to the East Bay Treasure City, then it's yours. Your legion will control the East Bay, and you will be on the East Bay side of things. And from there, you will take a level 6 checkpoint, or both, I advise. Fight in the center versus whoever won the Westwood side, and try and take their treasure city from them on the final 2 days of combat. As you can expect, this area is going to be very fun to watch regardless of what region you're in. Because, let's be honest, in Island Raid, one alliance can steamroll the entire thing. I hope that games matchmaking at least makes it so that that's not possible this time. Because there's supposed to be upwards of 20 alliances between these 4 legions. If one alliance can steamroll 19 others, we're going to have some problems. Granted, there are situations that could happen, but hopefully they're not putting HNB against a bunch of people from the 100s to 200s alliances. But I digress. One thing I do like is that each of the checkpoints, as well as the towers, give rewards. So there's quite a bit of capture rewards that you can get without having to do too much against the other legions, I guess. But let's get into the other rewards here. Individual awards, War Meets War. This is likely individual combat stats. You're going to get more nano coating, a new device that grants squad attack, legendary fragments, more fragments for another device. So fighting is in your best interest. Then you have Tactical Sandbox, which is most likely your miscellaneous stuff, like killing hives, gathering resources, things like that. The fact that you can get devices out of this, awesome. Love it. Because devices separate free-to-play players from spenders. There's absolutely no way free-to-play players can get these devices consistently. So they're already missing out on some attributes. Now, this won't bridge the gap, but it's nice to give them access to something they wouldn't normally have. And then island forces. Likely, these are just like zombies or capture point rewards. And you've got your generic stuff for completing the individual portions of the events. Alliance rewards. Top prize. What? Oh, sorry. Phase 1 top prize. The alliance who's in the first place position, or at the very least has captured a treasure city, gets these rewards. If you win the whole thing outright, your entire alliance gets these devices, which is awesome. If your alliance gets top in kill ranking, awesome. Everyone in an alliance getting access to this pirate treasure, while it doesn't do anything, it still looks intimidating. And you get to keep it for 4 weeks, so that's likely going to be the length between Archipelago raids. Because usually they give you access to these long enough that you pick up another one at the end of the event you got it from. I don't know why they're still giving these out. For newer regions, sure. There's some heroes that they haven't awakened or anything like that, but most players in the top regions aren't able to do much with these. Most of the heroes that they are going to use, if not all of the heroes that they're going to use that come out of the advanced search, not going to help them. Almost every epic hero they have is fully awakened. All this is going to do is get turned into... Actually, that event might be going on soon. Nope, goes on tomorrow. Is going to get thrown into here in the next one. That's it. That's all it's good for. So, kind of silly that they haven't updated that. But all in all, I'm definitely excited for the chaos that's going to ensue. It looks as if a legion doesn't want to take on 2 different legions, they don't have to. They can focus on one side. If, say, blue decides to go right and green decides to go north, blue gets this by themselves. And then they can head into the treasure city with whoever wins up here. If none of the legions want to fight starting off, they can each share a tower and then head for treasure cities on their own. There's a lot of different ways this is going to be able to be played out. The only concern that I currently have is if you all saw my stream for the last island raid for HNB versus DHX versus Boone, that got crazy just because of the sheer number of troops that were on the field, and that was 3 alliances. Granted, they have more troops than any of us do, but that's still 3 alliances full of people. This is 20. If all 20 are fighting in this center area in multiple battlegrounds, I am really hoping they have their servers in Siberia or something. They're going to need it. But with that, this is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.